dark parts. It. Oop. What? What? Stream just reset. Good. I don't know what happened there. That was really weird. Is it back now? Yes. I don't know what that was. That was so odd. Anyway. The white parts kind of... Yeah, they come from like one... There's like a light source on that image. I don't know. Let's just play it by ear. Hello, Skarkov. How's it going? Yeah, like that. Ooh. Slowly add more bits. I'm doing good. That's good to hear. I'm alright, honestly. I could be better. You know, if my internet wasn't shitting itself right now, I'd be having a much better time. No, I'm good. It's always good to be streaming. Especially art streams are really fun. I know I keep saying this. I should do them more often, but it's just that I don't have a lot. I don't really draw that much, so I don't know. Oh yeah, let's put some highlights on these swirly bits, so they actually look swirly, like that. So it looks like an actual kind of thing. I'm thinking we maybe I should actually go darker again, because this isn't the darkest color isn't actually that dark. Talkbox64, how's it going? Which just kicked me out. Told me it shut off and then instantly turned back on to force me to watch ad. Ugh. It's so annoying how it does that. That is technically my fault because of the bad internet, but there isn't really anything I can do about it. So I can just turn ads off, really. It sucks. Yeah, I would stream. I could stream like I don't know, because I don't really do art that much, like this kind of stuff. This mod is the most digital art I've done in ages, which is good because it's fun. Okay, I need to. I think I might actually go darker again, like a really dark brown. Just because it's there's no contrast really. Yeah, like just little bits like that. My internet's also bad right now since I moved my PC setup downstairs. No Ethernet down. USB tethering through my phone. Oh god. Oh no. That brings back really bad memories. Like, I've been in similar situations where I've had to use that. Oh, it sucks, because like if... I don't know how mobile data works. If there's like a particularly dense bunch of atmospheric fog or something, the mobile connection just vanishes and then your connection dies. So, a lot of fun. But, like, I have the, like, shortcut, or the sequence on my phone to activate USB tethering, like, ingrained into my muscle memory. I can speedrun that shit because I've done it so many times. It's just like, you go, settings, boop, 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 done. Oh, wrong layer, yeah, duh. It's underneath the light bits. The only bit I'm not sure is how I'm going to shade this wood. Am I going to, like, do the don't starve shadow kind of thing, or just kind of leave it the way it is? I don't know. I'll probably have a look how it looks in the mock-up. It might not need shading, because there's already a lot of detail. Like, we've got dark bits. We actually have, like, a contrast now. I might not need to be shaded by, like by that, I mean. It might just be fun the way it is. Because I noticed that in the in-game Don't Starve style, they don't shade character sprites. They very rarely do. They only They only shade, like, objects. Like, rocks and trees are all shaded. But the players and... I think mobs, I don't know, but players usually aren't. That's the rule. So, which I did technically break that rule when I drew the skinless version of this character. But I'm going to keep it the way it is because I think it looks good. But yeah, so I think it's because the characters are really small. There's like shading is just too much like visual noise. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think the that plank's a bit too shaded. Yeah, like that's better. I'm attacking everyone with bombs. There's a way you can do that. I think you have to go to the widget menu for stream avatars, and then there's an option to do it. Okay, let's see what this looks like in action. It's gonna look a bit weird because there's no face. Or there will be a face, but it'll be the wrong face. Oh god, I have to find MS head base. Yes, it's this. Reload the project. Bang! Okay, head base hat is not affected. Why is that so far down? Okay, why is it so small? Oh, I know why. It's because... I do know why. That is stupid. 300 by 300. Yeah, I just need to make it bigger. Okay, let's quickly do that. And then see what it looks like. I think this actually looks pretty good. This looks better than I thought it would. I thought this would look like garbage, but I'm actually kind of happy with this. Let's just copy that so I know I get the right size. Wooden TV. Yeah, I'm doing this kind of like... Well, I don't know. You kind of have to use your imagination here. But it's like... The pirate skin is like this wooden box TV. I don't know if the stream lagging out is my fault or yours. It seems okay on my end right now. But it could very well be my fault at sometimes. I'm gonna like make the top and the bottom. We'll do head base 1 now, which is the side view. Missed out on your explanations. Explanations for what? I forget. I'll re-explain. I forget what it was. Okay, so make this somewhat transparent. Okay. For the wooden TV. Oh, yeah. The idea was that I will make the face... If I reopen this, so it's more centered. The face, the top and bottom, like, lines will have like, a kind of... Not zigzag, but, like... So it looks like they kind of mesh in with the head, so it doesn't look so out of place. Oh, I think that'll look good. The third appendage scares me. Yeah. No, it just shows both. Technically, in the game, it does animate both at the same time, but it just hides the correct arm when you're equipping something and not. I believe that's how it works, at least. I should really save these in a palette, but can't be bothered. Oh, it is hidden. Why is it hidden? Strange. Okay, so I think I did 3. Okay, side of the head. I don't really know what I'm going to do for this. So, obviously the front is just a square. The side is... What I could do here is I could make this like just a full-on box. So it's like a crate, like a cube. But I think I should not do that. I should keep the distinctive like TV shape by making the side view like angled. So I probably shouldn't just make it a box because that won't make any. It'll just look like a box. Like this skin is obviously already pushing the whole TV head thing a little bit, but let's not push it too much. That turned out really well. I'm happy as with that, to be honest. And this edge should be relatively flat, so the face doesn't look floaty or anything. So I think I'll do that. Box head, Pinhead's cousin. I'll do that kind of thing, and then I'll like And then, I don't know. I could make the planks go in a different direction. I can see a mosquito floating around. Like this way. But I think that's going to look oh, that could look good though. No. I won't do that. I'll make it uniform. And make it a bit easier. Make them just go down like that. The problem with that is that I kind of lose some of the like irregularity because now they're uniform. They're going in order, which is like not really what I want. I want them to be all jagged. Maybe I should go sideways then. If you bomb someone, do you get tape heads? I think you just talk in the chat to get them. I don't know. You can also gamble and stuff. Look, it's been a while since I've turned this extension on. Also, yeah, I think I will actually do these sideways. Because otherwise, you lose the jaggedness. I want them to be wonky. You know, actually, let's actually just make them... Well... I could do a bunch of planks that are the same length, like that. But that looks too rigid, so that looks like it's two boxes taped together. So I think I'll do like... Not exactly on that line. I like a kind of diagonal line. Diagonal one, sorry, and then like that. Make them kind of like all squished together. Yeah, that's probably the best bet, I think. Okay, the side view is going to be a bit more tricky. A bit trickier than the front, because it's not just a square. But and for the back view, I think I will just recycle the square, the front view, and then just add a bit on the back. But like reverse it, obviously. Let's make these poke over the edge of this one. Just it doesn't make sense, but like just so we get like the kind of the visual messiness of the planks, which is kind of like the characteristic of this skin. I think that looks better. Man, this thing is weird. Is that in reference to the skin or the minigame? I don't remember how any of it works. It has been a while since I've turned it on. Both. Fair enough. Maybe have one vertical plank along the diagonal to make them look held together. Yeah, I think I'll introduce more diagonals. That was a really good idea, by the way. It looks way better with the diagonal ones, the front view. Like, so much better. See, yeah, drawing wonky stuff is so much more fun than drawing rigid, uniform stuff, because you can just do creative stuff like that, and it looks so cool. Yeah, you know, for me at least. I think I will add a diagonal plank somewhere. Maybe you could add some nails or something to the skin. Oh. Wait, do you mean like the skin? Oh, I thought you meant the character's skin for a second. I was like, oh damn, that's dark, but also kind of a cool idea. You know, I did actually forget about nails completely. Like, I'm assuming, like... We'll see, because nails are quite small. And I don't want too many small details. Like, character skins are supposed to be simple. I think if I add little dots everywhere, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. We don't want to crucify the TV, man. Oh, yeah. Could put one like there. That kind of works, actually. Maybe we'll put one there, but make it diagonal. This, okay, the side view is notably, like, weirder, but I think it'll look okay. I want to. Oh god, should I be afraid? Let's put one, like... Yeah, that's pretty good. Get that. It's great. It's good when they pop over the side, actually, because then it makes the silhouette of the skin irregular, which makes it more, like, distinct. We want to affect the silhouette. Like, if you saw a silhouette of this, you'd be like, what the hell is that? That's good. Is that good? Am I happy with that? The outlines need to be thicker. That's for certain. I think apart from that, it's pretty good. Now also it looks like it's held up. That could be a good idea, to be honest. Just some here and there, not like on every plank. But then again, the skin is kind of defying logic. Oh, also, I was just about to say that, Tony. You literally read my mind. Are you gonna try and make the TV skin look dry like it's been dunked underwater? I was just gonna say I should add like seaweed or something to make it look wet. Or like some little starfish or something. I was just going to say I should do that because I think that would be cool. Let's just back up that and then erase these bits that shouldn't be poking out. Oh, I know where that chunk comes from. Okay. Is that to the same standard as the outlines on this one? Sure. That is a very odd shape, but I think you can still tell it's a TV. It has that distinct TV shape to it. I think it's okay. I think I might go back and add a starfish. First, though, I'm just going to shade it. Sorry, color it in while I, like, you know, remember how I did that. Like, why it's, like, all fresh in my brain. So I'll start with this color. Do it the same way. This is cool. A skin like this is so much easier to do in the Don't Starve style because it's inherently messy. I don't know, I struggled so much with getting those neat looking clothes to look good in the Don't Starve style. Like, I'm not 100% happy with them. Like, I'm happy enough with them. But it's like, making nice looking things look, like, messy enough. But, like, not messy, they look out of, like, it's a, yeah. It is a tricky art style to pin down. But I think doing stuff like this, it just meshes with it better. And I find it more fun, personally. Add fish. You know, I was originally going to do like a fish tank. Like the head is a fish tank. I think the medium color is next. We can hide this now. So it starts here and then we go, yeah, this one I think is next. And then, yeah. Actually, there's a couple of gaps that I need to fill in. Okay, good. Add a little cookie cutter shark instead. That's kind of a cool idea. But gotta keep it simple. I think I will do and add like some tiny starfish, but like nothing crazy because you got to keep it simple. So once we get the face, we'll go like over this bit. So maybe putting a diagonal plank right there wasn't the best idea, but also I just realized the outlines on that plank look really weird because I kind of like forgot to finish them off in this particular spot. Which I'll just quickly go back and do so it doesn't look so odd. God, whenever I see a message in chat with my name, it's like, it confuses me so much. I'm like, what? I didn't say that. From the minigame. You get hit once and it breaks. So have to draw an unbroken version, or sorry, a broken version of like every skin now. It looks weird. Oh, not really. Honestly, I love drawing like kind of patterns or surfaces like this. Like same with the Triumphant skin with that marble. That was so much fun to draw. It took a little bit of finicking to get it to look good, but like, yeah, it was just something satisfying about it. You know? Oh, missed a bit there. The Payday 2 music. Wait, isn't Payday 3 supposed to be a thing at some point? Actually, speaking of new games, Sons of the Forest is coming out like next week or something. Like it's super soon. Which I'm excited for, I guess. You enter water and your TV just fails and you can't see anything. Look, there are no perks about water with this character. I just didn't want to add them because it's like, if I start adding things because it's realistic, then it's like no longer really, you know, cool. Plus, WX already has that. How am I going to do this? This is the same perk that WX has, but like, for my character, I don't know, kind of boring. Not that it's a really interesting perk anyway. I hope they made Sons of the Forest better than normal. Honestly, I think the original Forest is a pretty good game. I played it recently, like not this year, last year, with friends. So it was a while ago, but like it was fun. Like I think my favorite thing about it was that like you kind of forget that it's a horror game. Not that it was like insanely scary. Like you'd be like, I'm building a base. Oh, it's a happy day, and then you go into a cave and you get jump scared by bats, and then you find one of those horrible things, and it's like, oh yeah, this is not a funny. Like it's a pretty solid survival game. I didn't get scared. I got like that gross kind of feeling, especially with those fucking mutant babies. Fuck those. That's genuinely disturbing. Like I hated them. Ugh. Like that awful kind of like yuck 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 feeling, you know what I mean? And I think the biggest time I got that feeling was like really early in the game. In the boat, you can find a photo of one of like the mutant games. Oh, sorry, one of the mutant enemies. And I just got this massive shiver down my spine seeing this like distorted photo of this thing. I was like, what is that? Like I had no idea it was actually an enemy in the game. There was something about just finding this photo that was so like unsettling. It was good at being unsettling. Not like overtly scary. Apart from the bats. Fuck the bats. That's just a full-on jump scare. Wait, so now I'm doing the light bits, I believe. Probably, yeah. They're disgusting, and the sound. Yeah, the sound of the babies. Oh, awful. Yeah, it was fun, but like the way like they kind of encourage you, like you could fart around and build nice stuff at base, but eventually you would have to go into the caves to like progress in some way. That was a lot of fun because it would kind of, you would like intentionally like waste time to like avoid going to the caves. Well, that's what I would do at least. I'd be like, ah, well, we could go to the caves, or I could just do this. I mean, obviously, most of the fun is in the caves, but like, yeah. But yeah, I saw the gameplay trailer for the second game, and it was like, there's a shotgun, which already I'm like, why is there a shotgun? I don't know. So like the Forest 1 had a gun, but it wasn't like just there. You'd have to go on this massive quest, and like some would argue that it's not even worth it to get the old gun. It's too like, the ammo is too scarce, the damage doesn't justify the time it takes. But like, Which honestly is probably true because of the like military crossbow you can get, which is super good. But like, it just give like, where does this shotgun in the Sons of the Forest come from? That seems a bit, because like part of the horror comes from the fact that you only have shitty sharpened sticks as your weapons. A shotgun takes away all the fear because you have a shotgun. What are they gonna do? What are these mutants with their sticks and stones gonna do if you have a... I don't know about that. That's the one thing that I was like, in the gameplay trailer of Sons of the Forest. That feels a bit weird to me. There's an NPC that can help you out and you can command, which breaks immersion. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, there was definitely something about the... Oh, I drew on the same layer, no! I didn't mean to do that. That's not awful, it makes my life a bit harder, but like I can still... I can live with it, it's just a stupid mistake. Amateur mistake. Let's put the next series of lines on a different layer. Like a not noob. I don't know if a commandable NPC is that bad. It might feel a bit weird. In the same way the multiplayer did. The multiplayer in the Forest one was so funny because it made no sense. Like, what? Like, does this kid have like 7 fathers or something? Like, what's going on? How is he all our kid? It didn't make any sense. It was hilarious though. Because like, if you played with multiple people, they would all have like different like models. They'd be different people. So it's like, what is actually going on here? It's so funny. They all carry around a photo of the same kid. Like, what? The story in the Forest 1 was very weird. Like, the fact it all happened at the end, I think, was probably the biggest like weakness of it. I didn't mind it. It was just a lot at once. So I don't know if it's going to be more story focused this time. Or a similar kind of thing. Like, I don't really know much about it, and like what are they actually doing, you know? It's still daylight savings. So it's currently 9:30 PM. Yes, just reduce away some of this shading. Doesn't all need to exist. Gay parents. Yeah, 5 gay dads. 5 to 7. We'll go with that. Is that a bit more of a closer match? Nah, still too much. I really went overboard there with the... Oh, it's not really shading, you know, the dark bits. Okay. Oh, not this shit again. Dude, Photoshop keeps doing this thing where it says it's opened by another application, and then I have to save... Like, it deletes the Photoshop file. Like, it's literally gone. Triumphant head base. Oh no, this isn't Triumph, this is the pirate skin. Yeah. And it's gone. Like, it keeps doing it, and it's so annoying. Because every time you save a new document, it does, do you want to save it on Adobe Cloud? And then you press no, and it's like, are you sure? Like, oh, just let me save it to my computer, please. Anyway. And now I have to put up with that constantly because it keeps goddamn doing it. Okay, let's see how this looks in context. I think I'll go back and add starfish and stuff at the end. Yeah, I said that before. I'm gonna, ooh. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have to resize him. I won't do that now. Let's do it at the end. Let's just say yes, it looks good. I think it's a close enough match. It's the first one. That's too big. You know what I mean? It's gonna look good. Now we'll just open this again and not save it. Because saving this project is a mistake. Okay, cool. Now I'll do the reverse. The back of the head. That's Adobe for you. Yep, don't I know it. So for the back, I'm just going to copy this. And then flip it. So I will... Is it going to let me flip this whole layer at once? No. Oh no, it will. Okay. I didn't realize you could actually do that. Wait, is that upside down? Yes. No, I don't want it to be upside down. Ooh, no. Look, Adobe does a lot of things wrong. Namely the pricing, but they really want you to use their cloud storage. I don't know why. I don't... Look, I get that it's included in my plan, and again, I just went through this whole rigmarole. At least it knows the correct location this time. Okay, let's try not to save too often, so I don't have to keep doing that. Let's chuck all this in folder, and then we'll just add the new bits on top. So, actually, wait. Let's copy this in. And just use it as a height reference. Paste. What do you think paste means? Hello? We'll use this as a height reference so I know where this bit should actually line up. Just so it makes sense. I'll just squish it. Just so like I know where the chunky bit should start to exist. My cats are all intently staring off at different walls and it's making me a bit antsy. That is very weird. Actually, no, that seems pretty normal for cats. I think we'll do 3 brush thicknesses. I think I'm supposed to do it. I'll just make this a little bit less opaque so I can draw on it. How will they use your art to train their AI? Well, I hope that... I'm not consenting to that. I hope they don't. I hope they don't pull some crap that's like... By subscribing to Creative Cloud, you consent to your creations being using... No, I don't think they'll do that. Because those kind of consent forms are illegal. So let's just put a mark here. I just realized the gap between this and this is like really short on the x-axis. Wait, on the y-axis, sorry. It's like that big, so I might take some artistic liberty and make it look longer so it makes a bit more sense. Now, how am I going to do this? This might look a bit weird. So say we have... Oh god, that's a wonky ass square. We have the blob. We're going to have lots of little planks like this. Like kind of foreshortened. I think that's going to be the way to do it. And then like that. That's probably going to be the way to do it. And then I can have like... That looks too weird. I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised your streams... I thought your streams would be more popular. The reason why they aren't is because I don't stream very often. I don't have a schedule. Like, I used to have a schedule, but I don't anymore because I'm not that motivated to stream because of my internet. Yippee! That's why. Like, if I streamed 3 times a week every week, like, you know, at one point I was meeting the requirements to get partner, which is 75 viewers average. That was for like a few months, or like 2 months or 3 months. I was getting that many viewers. That was ages ago now, but like, it's all about consistency, and my consistency is arse. So, you know. Like, it's not unfair, that's just how it is. But what is unfair is my internet being ass. That is not fair. Okay, this is good. That's kind of looks a little bit odd. Having those like really foreshortened planks. We'll roll with it for now. That's too even. Let's keep them all higgledy-piggledy. Or wibbly-wobbly. Internet sucks. Yeah. Why is a partner program so weird? Its requirements are set for low numbers, but it gets... Yeah, I know! It's so annoying, because it's like 75 viewers, like... It's funny, because, like, you'll get these people who get literally thousands of viewers, and they're like, nah. Like, what? If they don't want to let more people in, then, like, change the requirements so it's not so misleading and, like, infuriating. Because, like, whenever I would apply, they would give some, like, meaningless reason as to why they wouldn't let me. They'd say, like, you need to get more views from this category, or something that's, like, totally out of my control, and it's like, if you want to let less people into the partner program, just change the requirements. It's that simple. Like, you don't need to give me this half-baked bullshit that's obviously, like, made up on the spot by some, like, intern or whatever. Like, I know that's not the reason why. It's so obvious. Just change the requirements so it's not misleading. Anyway. It's so strange. The requirements are dumb. Well, the requirements aren't dumb. It's just, like, the way they handle it is dumb. Does this look good? This kind of looks weird, but, like, I think that's... Like, is it the good kind of weird? I don't know. Let's actually make it so the planks on the back panel are, like, underneath. So, like, these ones are kind of sticking over the top. Just so that it makes sense with, like, the side view. Even though 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The amount of planks on the side is inconsistent. No, that one's on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, it looks fine. No one will know. And then make them all lopsided again here. At the bottom again, because that's obviously... the game we're playing. Let's get rid of this line, that looks a bit unnatural. But the bait, or the emotional bait, into tricking people into thinking they're going to get partner and be like, actually, even though you meet all the requirements, here's some reason that you can't control. Nope. I don't know. I think this looks good. I thought this was going to look way worse, because, like, I was going to have to foreshorten these planks, make them all weird and diagonal, but I think this looks okay. Obviously, I have a lot of leeway, because it's all, like, wonky. Do you think that Bezos just browses through Twitch to look for heads of... Look, if it's a funny image, but Bezos has nothing to do with Twitch. He doesn't run Twitch. He might own it, technically, but that doesn't mean he runs it. Look, as funny as it is to think that he individually chooses every partner, I don't think that's how it works. That would be funny, though. I think this is pretty good. I'm just gonna, like... Oh, I need to thicken up the outlines. Which... Let's just bump this back up. Is pretty much only these ones at the bottom. Yep, good. Okay, now we color. Now we can just yoink the colors from here, even though this bit is a little bit squished. Hang on, is that even the right... Yeah, that's the starting color. hot in this room. Yeah, I don't know if I'll play Sons of the Forest. I almost said Sons of the Forest 2, but no, it's not Sons of the Forest 2, it's just Sons of the Forest. The Forest 2. The Forest 2, Sons of the Forest. I don't know if I'll play it when it comes out, because, it's probably going to cost $1 billion. Because every goddamn game is so expensive nowadays. It's so exhausting. I hate this trend so much. I hate it. I do not want to pay $80 for a game. $80 fucking dollars? Holy shit. Like, ugh. That's like 1 liter of fuel. No. Now we add this color. Good. You get someone to wipe his brow for him. Actually, I've got a funny story about this. Not about Jeff Bezos, but it kind of reminded me of something. So one of my friends, well, I think like his mum knows someone who, I don't know, there's some kind of relationship, like string of people, but like, so the council where I live is like super corrupt. It's common knowledge. They're corrupt as fuck. There was this huge okay, I don't want to dox myself. There's been like scandals in the past. It's common knowledge. Anyway, apparently this person that my friend's mum knew or something like that, was hired by this council as a, get this, a dedicated chair puller. So their job was to pull out chairs for people to sit on. And I was like, yeah, bullshit. That is not real. That's so fake. And they're like, no, it's real. This is, and like, I'm still a little bit skeptical, but like, imagine that. Imagine that being a job. The fucking chair puller. At least you get paid well. Like, I'm sure they weren't just, they're like a chair puller and the coffee maker, cleaner, table wiper, and blah, blah, blah. Like the general assistant who did, you know, that kind of stuff. That, still, imagine that being a job. If anything, you'd get paid well. Actually, maybe you wouldn't. I've got no idea. I have no idea what the average wage for a chair puller is. But apparently that's a real thing. Don't know if that's true or not. But, if honestly... kind of funny. But also not that funny. Because, like... I drew it on the same layer again. I just made the same mistake. You're joking, right? No, this color. Imagine doing that twice in a row. Well, I'm just going to roll with it now, because there's no way I'm redrawing... yeah, redrawing all these highly detailed scribbles, basically. No, I don't want to do it again. What are the odds of them creating odd jobs to siphon more from funds? Yeah, it's probably something like that. It's like, our team of people is bigger, so we need more money. Even though some of the team has jobs like that. Which, by the way, like, no disrespect to people who do, like, mundane things as their job, but, like, a chair puller? Come on. I don't think the back looks quite right. It is missing a bit. This is part of it as well. I think it looks better with that. I'm just keeping that away for now. For distractions. That's probably why it looks a bit off. I hope that's why it looks a bit off. I think it looks okay so far. Some part of the gig to being a chair puller is to be nice on the eyes or whatever. Yeah, that too. Also, I doubt they'd be paid much unless... It's... Yeah, personal assistant? I don't know. Phone 5% may die now. Alright, bye-bye. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you around. Thanks for indulging me in my story about the chair puller. Which may or may not be true, but, like, plausibly is true. Like, I do say imagine that being your job, but like, gotta pay the bills. Okay. That's the mid color. Now we add the dark color. Right, that is actually the correct color. Is that just the same color? Am I adding the same color twice? No, that's right. That's correct. Wait, that's just the same color. Am I an idiot? No, that is right. I feel like this should be darker though. I think the really dark areas will probably like squash because I squashed that image. That's just my height reference, really. I've considered like streaming. Dude, I just wish my internet was better. I would stream more often. Okay, so uni starts in like a week and a bit for me. I'm not gonna do the thing that I usually do where I just don't stream during semester. Like, if I feel like streaming and I have time, I will. Which is not gonna be often. Probably, it's not gonna be regular, but I'm not gonna like say that this time because I think, I don't know, it's a bit pointless. I'm not gonna achieve a schedule anyway, so like, what's the point of cutting it off? I feel like, dude, I play more video games during uni semester than I do during my holidays. Like, unironically, because I'm stressing and I do this stupid thing where I have a lot of work and I'm like, oh, it's too much work, I'm just gonna play video games. Which obviously doesn't get anything done, but the second I sit down and do even a little bit, I'm like, wait, this isn't that much work. Like, well, it's a lot of work, but I can do this. It's completely doable. All I have to do is just sit there and chip away at it. It's 100% achievable every time. And I still do this stupid thing where I'll, like, play video games as a cope, and it's so dumb. So I feel like I should try, instead of just doing that, I should, like, stream, because at least streaming is, like, productive in some sense of the word, you know? And then that might motivate me to go and do something else that's actually productive. I don't think I'm that bad when it comes to assignments, though. Like, I've probably had one or two that were late, but, like, you know, I just am a chronic worrywart. But, I mean, the habit of doing the video game thing is stupid. Like, it's such a dumb and awful habit to have. But I can't seem to shake it for some reason. I just realized that all these planks look the same. They all have, like, a kind of light bit in the middle. Does this match? Yeah. It matches enough. I think more of these lines should, like, actually go to the bottom, though, not just get cut off. Yep. Coolio. Now the darkest bit, which is this color that I actually have stored away in my brush anyway. Okay, let's try and diversify these planks a bit and not make them all look the same. Different amounts of the dark color in the right places. Okay, it feels a little bit different to me. I feel like I've done the same thing where I put too much of the darkest color again, or like something about this feels a little bit funny. I think I definitely did that again. It's too muddy. There needs to be, the contrast needs to be a bit more like, you know, I don't know, normal. Or erase away the really big, I don't know why I just did a whole bunch in like one area. A bunch, that's ugly. That looks like it matches it a bit better. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this, this is my height reference. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what it looks like in context, of course. But I've got to say, I'm pretty happy with this so far. We'll make them the right size, because it does that stupid thing. Pyroblitz, how's it going? Hello. And Malfario, how's it going as well? Finally out of class, so great to be here once again. Hell yeah. Can we zoom in? Oh, it's control! I keep forgetting that it's control to zoom in Paint.net. Ah, man, different programs having different controls. What is this? I've just finished drawing the head base for the pirate skin, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Like, I thought this wood, with like this wonky planks of wood, was going to look bad, but like, honestly, it's kind of good. Oh, we'll see how it looks in context. It's going to look janky, because the face doesn't match, because I've just drawn it. But, I mean, you know what? You know what? This one... Okay, that's a problem. Why isn't there twice? I don't know. I walked and just ate dinner. How about you? That's good. Always good to go for a walk. I can't wait to see the skins finished. Me neither, honestly. It's exciting to see how they turn out. I think the other two are finished. This is the last one, by the way. I'm not doing any more. No more skins. I think 3 is too many. Like, anyway, 3 skins for my first character mod is too much work. You know, Clay ships their characters with 3 skins when they come out. Not that mine are to the same standard, but like, it's too many. 1 or 2 would have been fine. Anyway, but I think this idea is really fun, so I'm gonna go through with it. I don't know why the body is so far up. I think this head might be too big. Are you going to do the compendium portraits? I'm assuming you mean the big portraits. I've done one for the rose skin. Let me just duplicate this window. I've done one for the rose skin because you kind of have to. Big portraits. Yeah, I drew this for the rose skin. I don't love it. It's not perfect, but it's fine because the big portrait isn't something that you see all the time. Like, I'm not super fussed. Like, this is a heavily flawed big portrait, but they are kind of hard to draw because you have a lot of freedom. Oh, I also draw the big portrait, the default one as well, which I think is a lot better than the rose one, but honestly, it's fine. I'm assuming that's what you mean. I will draw one for the shadow skin eventually. But those are quite intimidating to draw. Because at least when you have like the character sprites, you have a guide like on how big every part needs to be. Like anatomy isn't a concern. Because, you know, everything's already the right size. You just have to like fill in the gaps. Which can be tricky though, like, because like when you're drawing the torso without any arms, you're just drawing this like, it's just literally a blob. So it's like hard to know what you're drawing. Anyway. I don't know why this hangs down so much. I think it might be too big. I might have to honestly just literally just shrink it like that. Not too much. Just so it doesn't like, yeah, that look like that looks better. The front one looks fine. I think I just made that one too big somehow. That one looks perfect. That one's brilliant. That lines up so well. Yep, I'm pretty happy with how they look. Like, honestly, that's a good start. This skin is going to be pretty nice. So what I'm going to do now is quickly stop making these. It keeps making... Look how big they are. 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes. It keeps just shitting out these temp files. It's so annoying. Let's... just copy and paste. Wait, actually, no. I'm not gonna do that yet, because I said I'm going to add starfish and seaweed, maybe. Character mod with roseate skins, so lovely. I think the roseate skin that I've made is going to be my favorite. Which is done. It's done. No. This is the rose skin that I made. Today, I touched it up. I redrew the back torso. So now it has coattails and a thing, so it actually has some detail. Before it was just like a blob. And I redrew the side, so it actually doesn't look like some weird angle thing. And it looks way better. This is my favorite one. I think the roses growing on the TV is just so much fun. It looks really cool. Thumbs up. That's my favorite one so far. The triumphant one is pretty good. I don't love it, to be honest. It's a bit plain, but it's fine. I don't hate it. And this one is a work in progress. But I think it's getting there. It's going to be pretty good. But right now I need to add some starfish to make it a bit more ocean. Because right now this could be like junkyard themed. It needs to be more. It needs to be ocean themed. So I think what I'm going to do is make a new like layer group and just put all this stuff in there. Accessories. Add like draw some like barnacles and stuff. I've fucked up the spelling big time there. When I have some free time, I'll make fan art of other skins. Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. Moonbound would be awesome. Oh, Masquerade, the new one they made. How would that even work with the TV? I've got no idea. But look, I don't want to add any more skins right now. Right now, I need to focus on finishing this mod and uploading it before I add any more skins. I can add more skins as like stretch goals, I guess, in the future. But 3, technically 4 if you count the skinless, is plenty. For a newly released mod. I think I need to finish off the mod before I do anything else like that. What does a barnacle look like? Hi, right click, can we open the brush menu? I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why it's not opening. Very pretty. Thank you, Pyroblitz. Poo LY, this looks really cool. Thank you, I appreciate that as well. Other the antennas are roses. Yeah, look, the rose skin I can't take too much credit on. That was some fan... I don't know why this button isn't opening the right-click menu anymore. That was some fan art drawn by C0, which I liked a lot. So I kind of borrowed a lot of aspects from that into my rose skin. The antennas are definitely the best part of that. With the roses intertwining with it, that's so cool. Like, I had to ask permission to use that, because if, like, there's no way I could think of a cooler rose concept than that one. So I'm gonna draw, I mean, these barnacles are massive, but I'll just shrink them down. I probably won't need a reference for a barnacle, because it's literally just a circle. With, like, you know, like, C bits. It's like a nipple made of stone. It's a cursed sentence. It kind of is, though. Instead of a TV, I'd make the head a stained glass box. Yeah. Maybe that, or like... No, I'll add in, like, the lines when I actually color them. That, or like a little stage play, like with, like, curtains. That's a cool idea. Have, like, closed curtains by default. Or, like, curtains that open and close when the character talks or something. I don't know. It's fun to think about stuff like that. Just draw a couple more circles. Yeah, I'll just copy and paste them across some of the heads. I should realistically have put these all on separate layers. But that's fine. I'll color them all in one go. Barnacles. Starfish. Starfish, I also probably shouldn't need a reference for. It is a star. Actually, I might, because stars are kind of hard to draw. Wait. How many points do a starfish have? I think it depends. That is not right. I think it depends. Oh god. Well, that looks okay. Oh, I kind of messed that bit up. I don't really know. I mean, that doesn't look like a starfish. It looks like a star. It looks like a Christmas star. No, that's too much detail. I think I will get a reference for these. A biscuit star. How do you spell biscuit? Biscuit? No, it's biscuit starfish. Because those are like the really cute ones that are like a simple shape, that are easy to draw. And also will look good at a small size, is probably the main thing. Yeah, biscuit starfish are really cool. I used to love hunting for them. That make it sound... Whoa, that's a huge image. That makes it sound like I ate them. No, I didn't hunt them. I just found them at the beach. The ones that I found didn't quite look like that. That's very orange and very... That image is touched up. There's no way they're that orange, naturally. But, no. They're like little red things like that. The ones that I found were more like this. Like, they wouldn't be like as big of a curve. So I might draw them like that. Yeah, like that. Oops, that's not right. Yeah, like that kind of thing. It's a bit lopsided, but that's okay. It's a natural creature. So, of course it is. I return for time. The masquerade skin confused me. Warthog's skin looks a lot like Wigford and Woolly's sort of looks like Wormwood, but no, the skin goes for that. I don't think it's a really... It's meant to be like they're like performers. Is like the theme. Ooh, that's backwards. That's kind of it. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's like some kind of deeper meaning to like... Not deep. Like some kind of reference to something. As for like Woody's is kind of weird, you know? So I think barnacles and starfish, honestly, that's probably enough. We don't want to overcrowd with too many details, because mustn't forget. Simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Especially when it's a character mod, because it appears at such a small size. So, I think I'll color pick from an actual biscuit starfish for this one. See, these don't look like the ones I found when I was a kid. These biscuit starfish are way brighter colors. So this is... And, like, they're too pointy. This is kind of what mine would look like. But this is too vibrant. The colors are so bright. Oh, look how bright that red is. Mine didn't look anything like that. I'm sure all these images have been, like, touched up digitally. But they've just fucked up the saturation. Because, like, they did not look like that for me at all when I was a baby. Woody Masquerade is themed like the Belle and the Bee. Oh, that's right, yeah. See, if I just color pick this, what is that color? That's so bright. Well, okay, what I'll do is I'll chuck an adjustment layer on it and just make it like... Just literally just lower the saturation. Yeah, they would look more like that for me. Like a... No, that's not quite right, but like it's closer. Be like a kind of brownish red. Let's go with that. That's close enough, to be honest. Oh, actually get the right layer. Yeah. None of those ones look like the ones that I would find on Google. It's weird. What's the white stuff in his hair supposed to be? Shine or gel? I think it's probably shine. Because they've used that kind of effect in Woody's other skins. Fat starfish. That's what they look like. Biscuit stars. I don't know why all the other ones looked like really pointy. That's not what I remember them to be. I think biscuit star might be like not like a scientific, or not like the actual common name. It might be like a term given to like a lot of different starfish. Because I don't. That's not what I thought they were. Let's make these a bit more scribblier. Just a little bit more natural looking. Okay, I probably shouldn't spend too much time on these starfish, because they're going to be made very small. How am I going to shade this, by the way? Maybe do like a little pattern. Yeah. Okay, it's back. That's okay. A little jolt. It's annoying, but it's fine. I will live. We'll lean into more of a greenish blue and then just go like that. Yeah, that kind of color. And then kind of shade their like lines to kind of make them have depth. That looks a little bit weird, but they're going to be so small that it should be fine. Hopefully they're recognizable as barnacles. They probably will be, because like what else would be small mollusk shaped things? I don't think a mollusk is a shape, but they're looking a little bit weird. Oh no, that's okay. Actually, you know what? That's fine. So I think I'll apply those now. Mollusk. It's such an odd word. Mollusk. Oh, these starfish need way messier outlines. So they actually match with the things. Barnacles. Oh, coral, that would be so good, actually. Unironically, good idea. Or the coral could be the antenna. I was thinking the antenna would be a wire coat hanger. Because this skin was like kind of gonna be because I was thinking of doing a survivor skin, but then I realized that would be really boring because it would just be character, but character's clothes are dirty, which is like, I don't really want to do that. So then I kind of like recycled some aspects from the survivor skin. So I think the idea of a coat hanger is cool, but maybe I should ditch the survivor kind of thing and just go full on sea and actually have coral as antennas. That could be kind of cool. I might do that actually. It doesn't make sense, but this skin is already not making much sense anyway, so it's fine. Let's save. Oh, it didn't make me remake the file. That's nice. Shift to select. Okay, you do whatever you want. Just merge both these layers. Oh, not into the same layer. God. Maybe a castaway skin would be have a hanger as the antennas. Well, Look, the theme for the skin is it's a swashbuckler skin technically. Like I'm trying to fit into that collection, but I am being a bit creative with it because it's not really piratey. That's why I was thinking of making the body. I was gonna give the body some like dirty, sea-soaked like pirate costume because I think that would be fun to draw. Although it would be tricky. That's like no doubts about it. Okay, so head base 0. Just copy these a bunch of times. Alright, drag them in. I think what... Let's copy these into different layers. Probably should have done this first, realistically. So I can customize my starfish. So this is the front. So... Ooh, is that too crusty? Like the details are kind of lost. Oh no, that looks better once they're actually like finalized. There's a disturbing lack of roadmap posts on the DSD forums. Other than that, doing fine. You can make the body a barrel. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like if I do the barrel body, it'll be too much wood because the head is wood, and if the body is wood, it's just exposed wood. I sound like an interior designer, but like, you know, I would like to have. I think a pirate kind of costume or pirate clothes would kind of work well. These need to be like really small, also. Yeah, have them in like a little cluster. Which I guess they already are, so I should just make them really small. Yeah, like that. Save some time. Although there wouldn't be one like half on this plank and half off. That doesn't make sense. So, that over there. That looks very... like, very inorganic placement. This is good though. I'm glad whoever suggested the barnacles and the starfish. I think this is fun. Adds a little bit of detail. Fits the theme, obviously. It's just cool. Actually, I think for this one I might like erase part of it so it looks like it's underneath the plank. Oh no, that's fine. Is that good? Are we happy with that? I think so. Pirate TV Pinocchio. Copium resources running low, but I'm having fun building a core keeper, so I'm good for now. Should I try and get back into core keeper? Well, get back into it. I don't really actually play it that much. Wait, why are there extra... Oh, that layer. I think, actually, I don't like the barnacles are. They look like a smiley face, which I don't want. Because there will be an actual mouth. So maybe, like, make them a bit more kind of not like that. And maybe move them around a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Space them out a bit more. And then I'll just erase that one so it looks like it's underneath the plank. There we go. They added 2 whole new biomes to discover 4 bosses since you last played it. Look, to be honest, I didn't get anywhere. I played it like twice. The reason why I didn't get into it was, actually, to be honest, I don't really know. I just didn't. I think I was busy with other stuff. Like, I didn't really have time to let it sink in, kind of thing. So, maybe I should pick it back up. Like, if they've added new content, which they have, I wouldn't know, because I didn't get anywhere. Which is good, because it, you know, it means all the content's new. For me. Okay. Wish you could scroll while doing that. Make them really small again. Okay. Let's not put 2 starfish. I'm going to only have 1 starfish this time. Because if we have 2 starfish on every angle, it'll look a bit odd. Actually, no, I want this one to be visible when there's hats on, so let's put it down the bottom. Just because the starfish are cool. Because if I wear a hat, like this whole top bit is covered. And the barnacles. I believe we'll get something this week. My take is that Clay spent so much thought to the update. The beta will only last a week for last minute tweaks. Well, that's an optimistic view, but hopefully. Dude, I don't know why I thought of this just now, but like, I read this story in the newspaper a while ago. This was ages ago. I just randomly thought of this. Like some person, some like celebrity who like, said this story about like swimming with whales. Like she would just apparently just go into the fucking ocean and just swim with whales. And I remember reading that and be like, what the fuck? Who would do that? I would be terrified. Is that just me, or is like, that sounds insane. Like, you know, like whales are big. They're not like at the shore. You have to swim pretty far out into the fucking ocean to get to them. Like that just seems like mental to me. I don't know why I'm like thinking of this now, but it just popped into my head and I have to get it off my chest. It's like that is so weird. That's not just like some thing that you just up and do. You know? I would never do that. Like, you'd have to... Okay, for one, you'd have to swim out so far to get to a whale. Right? Because they're far away. And another one... Ugh, imagine actually coming across a whale in the ocean. I don't know what would happen if I did that. At the same time, whales are cool as shit. But at the same time, it's this gigantic... Like, I don't care if it's not going to hurt me. I don't care if it can't hurt me. It's going to be scary. To see this giant-ass thing in the ocean... Like whales are really big. This huge creature. I don't know. If I saw that, I would be terrified at first. Like, I'm not gonna. Let's not kid myself. However, it would be pretty cool. Like, I remember reading this story and be like, "What the hell? Who just does that? That's not like this isn't like casual Sunday activity." Mrs. Celebrity. This isn't just like something that everyone does. I just remember it being so casual and I was like, what the hell? That is not like a normal activity. Anyway, I don't know why I thought of that, but I did. For some reason, talking about sea creatures reminded me of that. Actually, I'm just going to put one here as well. There's not enough space. Delete it. Honestly, I want to get rid of this one. That one's a bit of a weird shape. I hope it is apparent that they're barnacles though, because they do look a little bit odd. I prefer swimming for whales before dolphins. Yeah. Yeah, dolphins wouldn't be as terrifying because, you know, you can actually encounter them at the shore. And they're not the size of a bus. Like, again, I know a whale isn't gonna, like, attack you or anything, but, like, God, they're just so giant. It would just scare the fuck out of me. That looks very wrong to have 2 and then 2. Let's just move one down here, actually. And then maybe just delete this one. No, it looks odd to have none up there. I haven't swum with dolphins, but I've seen them. Oh my god, this shit again. Because where I live, there's like, it's like this weird spot where like, it's not common, but you will occasionally get whales and seals. Because like they just go like past where I live, and occasionally there'll just be in like, at the beach nearby. Which is cool. Wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, saving the Photoshop document again, because it did the funny, where it just deletes itself. Like, it's just so exhausting to have to do that every 10 seconds. Okay, I think that's good. That should be enough detail for the head. let's quickly go and yeah. It adds that little bit of extra color. I think the pink, the light pink or the light red of the starfish is nice. That adds an extra color that's gonna actually like make the skin, you know, visually interesting. Let's resize these to be the right scale. Imagine swimming with beluga whales. Wait, what's special about beluga whales? Are they like are they really big? No, that's blue whales. Blue whales are the big ones. It's funny because like where I live in Australia, it's totally like possible to see a whale in the ocean, but like I don't go out that far into the ocean when I do go swimming. It's just so I just hate that feeling. But that being said, irrational fears aside, imagine going to swim with a giant whale in the ocean. How awesome would that be? Like, I would be terrified, but it would be really cool. What is this? What is a PDN back? An IO error occurred. Fucking mosquito. Oh, it got me, bastard. Okay, I guess that was just a one-off thing. Imagine swimming with deep-sea isopods. Aren't they like those really big isopods? Like really, really big. That would be terrifying. I don't know. Big stuff is just spooky. Oh, no, this one was too big, actually, wasn't it? Wait. Let's copy this over here. Yeah, that should be okay. Oh, I need to do the skull as well. After the skull, we're good, and we can move on from the head base, and we can do the face. The face is the next one. Okay, make sure this is all looking good. Yes, looking very good, actually. I don't know why that one... Oh, yeah, because I haven't updated the hat version. Okay. The hat version will be this exact same, because there's nothing that's going to get in the way of hats. Actually, I should probably shave off that plank that's poking up, but that's fine. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have put barnacles there, because, like, that's where the mouth is going to go. You know, I think I might actually skip the mouth on this one. No, I won't, actually. That's dumb. That would be weird. Because then when the characters walk... Sorry, when the character talks, there won't be any animation. No, I won't do that. I'll probably, maybe I might have to move the barnacles there, because that's right where the mouth goes. We'll see. I'll come back to it if it's an issue. But I'll ignore it for now. Alright. Let's fix all these ones up. And then do the skull. I can't swim. Honestly, I still find it surreal that people can't swim. That sounds so stupid, but like, it's weird because in Australia, like, every major city, or not, okay, every capital city is on the shore, is a coastal city. So the culture is like, you have to teach your kids how to swim. Like, it's not an option. You literally have to. And it's so weird because, like, I'm going to sound like an insensitive asshole, but, like, I always forget that, like, there are places in the world where it takes more than a day to drive, you know, to get to the ocean. Which, you know, I know that sounds really stupid because there are places in this country where it takes that long to get to the ocean, obviously. But, like, it's just, I don't know. I hope that doesn't make me sound like a douche, but, like, it's just, it's kind of weird. I kind of forget that swimming isn't like an innate skill to humans. I wonder what it would be like to learn to swim as an adult. Like, would it be harder or easier? I don't know. Okay. This... Is that too big? Is the head doing that in my other skins? Kind of. Not to the same extent, though. Oh. Actually, no. Not at all. Oh, it's really, like, low down. I think I do need to shrink the rear view a little bit. Like that. Maybe the front view as well. Well, we'll see how that looks first. Now that's actually too small. Ooh, don't do that. Maybe a little bit, like halfway as much. I'm gonna finagle with this a little bit, but I want it to really look good. That's fine. I'll do the. I'll actually do. I'll finagle later when I'm not streaming because it's not very fun to watch. Okay. Skull. I'm really happy with how this head has turned out, though. Like, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. There is a lot going on, but I think that's okay because we'll keep the face somewhat simple, and we'll keep the rest of the skin somewhat simple as well. We'll have this, like, I think I'll just do a kind of basic pirate costume that has, like, you know, starfish and seaweed on it and stuff. But I think the introduction of this, like, light red color is a really good idea. Okay, skull. Which is kind of, the skull is kind of a silly one. It's not worth spending that much time on. IMHO. Deep sea isopods are probably, like, the size of your head. That is horrifying. They eat metal. Wow. There are some that take 2 days. 2 days drive from the ocean. It's weird to think about. For me. That does make me feel a bit insensitive, but like it also something else is seafood. Because like when you buy seafood at a capital city or like near a capital city here, it's gonna be fresh because, you know, it's near the ocean. And I forget that some people like have never had good experiences with seafood because like seafood that's been in logistics for 2 days is not as good as fresh seafood. So like, yeah. So like I always see like Americans go like, oh, I hate seafood, and I just think, how can you hate seafood? But then I remember, oh, they probably haven't actually ever had good seafood. That being said, I do know people who live here who don't like seafood, and I also to them go, how do you not like seafood? How do you have a different opinion than me? Impossible. I don't know what just happened there. What am I gonna do for this skull? I'll probably just... Actually, what I'll probably do is just, duplicate this, merge it. And then, make it all black. Let's fill it in as a black square. Photoshop's fill bucket tool sucks. Am I gonna make second breakfast? Does anyone want some? Second breakfast? Yeah, isn't that just lunch? Or is it different? I just had lunch. Potatoes with rests of seafood. Sounds good. And then we'll add... Honestly, I can't be fucked making this look better. I'm just gonna... Oop. Wrong thing. This goofy-ass looking skull. I'm not gonna spend too long on it. Who cares? Make it squarer, maybe. The skull thing appears for literally, like, a split second. It's not worth spending that much time on. It's really not worth it. It's a very weird part of the game. I honestly forget that the skull, the character, like, flashes into a skeleton when they get struck by lightning. It's like, it's really hard to see. So I'm not going to spend any time on it. Because it's not worth it. I'll get the basic gist. The silhouette, the skull, but... the skull. No one's going to look at it and be like, it doesn't match up perfectly. What the hell was that? Some bird flapping around. So for some reason I didn't... Oops. Okay. And the other one. Okay, we're done. I think that's it. I think I'm done with the head. Let's quickly try the I don't know why that appears down there. Let's do the face now. No. Is the electrocuted model this why every character, including cut ones, have an item similar to Weber's skull? No. The skull is a mystery. Like, I have no one has any idea why the skull exists. And they keep making them for new characters. That's the weirdest part. Because it is related to nothing at all. It's so random. I think, the Weber one... But the thing is, they were making skulls before Weber was before Reign of Giants came out. Like, in the base game, it was a thing. So they used it in Reign of Giants for one character, but then they kept making them. It's just so odd. It's just so bizarre. Like, it's a full-on mystery. It's just so odd. They seem to do that a lot, because they also do this thing where they'll write quotes. Whenever a new character comes out, they'll write quotes for, like unimplemented items. Which is interesting because the golden pitchfork had quotes in the game files for the longest time. But then they actually added the golden pitchfork to the game. So those quotes that have been sitting unused in the files for years and years actually became a thing. So that's probably why they write quotes for stuff like the golden, like unused stuff. So in case it becomes not unused, they can just use them. And they don't have to go back, which creates like a treadmill problem. We have to comb through all these files and add the new quotes. So, yeah. Should I see what this looks like in-game before I proceed?